Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, Jessica White and Shekinah end up meeting up. And during this little meetup, Jessica ends up opening up to Shekinah about how she recently moved out of Karlie's house because, as you know, if you've been paying attention to this season, Jessica White was living with Karlie for a little while, but she said that the reason why she moved out is because she found out that Karlie had been talking about her behind her back. And Jessica also said that every time she talks to Karlie now, Karlie makes the conversation completely about herself, and anytime Jessica tries to talk about something that she's dealing with or going through, Karlie really doesn't want to hear anything about it. And honestly, I believe everything that Jessica is saying about Karlie because everybody that's been friends with Karlie has something negative to say about their time being her friend. She's always involved in some type of drama, or she creates a lot of drama in her friendships, her relationships, everything. So she seems like she's very draining to be friends with, and I can understand why Jessica decided to move out of Karlie's house. Now, Jock, Scrappy, Chaotic, Mendices, and Kirk all end up meeting up at this event that Jock was hosting, and Kirk ends up telling them about how Jasmine lied to Rashida, saying that he was trying to sleep with her in order to give her extra money, and he's claiming that this is completely false, although she did show the text message proof to Rashida, and Rashida went off on Kirk in last week's episode, and apparently they claim that he hasn't been sleeping in the same house as Rashida. I don't really believe them. I think he's been right under the same roof as Rashida because no matter what Kirk does, it seems like Rashida is going to stay with him anyway. That's why I feel like it's pointless for Jasmine to bring these text messages from Kirk to the light because no matter what she says, Rashida's not going to leave Kirk. But the guys were definitely telling Kirk that him deleting his text message thread with Jasmine makes him look like he's guilty, but he claims that the reason why he did it is because he didn't want negativity in his phone, and to me that doesn't really make any sense. I think he deleted those text messages because he obviously did not want Rashida to see them, and I guess Kirk did not like being the only guy on the chopping block at the moment, so he decided to bring Mendices into the conversation and tell him that Jasmine also mentioned his name when she was talking to Rashida about these text messages because she said that Mendices has been showing up to her club and he's been sitting at the bar while she's working. So she basically was either implying that he's been trying to get with her or he's been at the club trying to cheat on Yandy. And Mendices did not deny that he was at the club that Jasmine works at. He claims that he went to that club, I think, once or twice. And when he found out that that was Kirk's baby mama, he decided that he was not going to go to that club anymore. And that made me question why exactly he couldn't go to that club anymore just because Jasmine worked there. Was he trying to get with her, or was he trying to get with one of the other women that worked at the club? I don't know, but he definitely was not denying that he was at those clubs. So maybe he does have something to hide. Now, the guys started questioning Mendices about not wearing his wedding ring, and he claims that he lost it. I don't believe that he lost the wedding ring. I just think that he doesn't want to wear it because part of me feels like he really doesn't want to be with Yandy anymore. I feel like she's the one that's holding on to this relationship and not him. That's just what I see from the show, okay? This whole thing could be a storyline and they could be completely fine in regular life. So I'm only talking about what I see on the show because, like I said before, I don't know what happens in their marriage behind closed doors. But what it seems like this season so far is that Mendices is really over this relationship with Yandy. So there were reports in the blogs that Jock was seen cheating on Kendra, and so Kendra immediately texted her mother and said that she was divorcing him because she's tired of his bullshit and she doesn't want to be embarrassed anymore. And so she ends up storming into the house where Jock is, and she told him that she was tired of the bullshit and that if he's not going to act like a respectful husband to her, then she feels like they should get a divorce. Now, Jock started explaining what happened that day from his perspective. He said that he went to this event, and as he was leaving this event, this woman that he knows came up to him and she was kind of yelling at him a little bit because I guess she got into it with somebody at the event, and so she started going off on him about the situation, kind of venting to him. But you know how sometimes when people vent, they yell and they kind of get close to your face. Well, that's what he's claiming happened, okay? He claims that this woman was yelling at him and that nothing happened between the two of them, but Kendra said that there should be no reason for a woman to be all up in his personal space like that, and he did agree that that was true. However, if she's gonna keep going through these situations with him where the blogs are saying that he's cheating and she believes it, it's honestly because she thinks that he is a cheater and he probably probably has cheated. So that's probably why she feels the way that she does. Maybe he is telling the truth in this situation, but honestly, I feel like they shouldn't have gotten married in the first place, because he seems like he doesn't really want to change from the way that he was before, and then she knew who he was before she decided to marry him. So I just feel like this marriage is going to end at some point. I don't want to put that on their marriage, but I just feel like the way that things seem on the show, it seems like they're going to end up getting divorced at some point. Scrappy and Erica Dixon end up going out to dinner with their daughter Imani to talk to her about how her grades have been dropping, because she's been in a relationship with this guy, and ever since she's been with this guy, her grades have been getting lower and lower. So they wanted to have a talk with her to see where her head's at and why she's not doing so well in school. But basically, Imani was trying to say that Erica is a little bit too hard on her, and she feels like her mother acts like a dictator, and that's the reason why she moved out of Erica's house and moved in with her father, Scrappy. And things get a little bit tense at the table when Erica says that she wants to take the car from Imani because she feels like Imani doesn't deserve to have the car because her grades have been slipping. And Imani gets really emotional, saying that they're trying to hold the car over her head and that she really needs her car even though her grades are low. And look, I understand why she was upset about her car potentially being taken from her. However, I don't think that Scrappy and Erica Dixon are being too hard on her by saying that she shouldn't have the car until she gets her grades up, because having a car that your parents are paying for is a privilege, because you don't have to pay for it, you're not responsible for it, you just get to drive it and you don't have to pay anything for it. And so if she can't at least keep her grades up, then I don't think she should have the car either until she does. But she did say that her parents' antics on social media has her feeling some type of way. I guess them flirting with each other and being all over each other on social media has people questioning Imani about it, and so she feels some type of way about it. And Erica made it very clear that her and Scrappy are not dating each other, which Scrappy was pretending like he didn't already know that, when we know that he already knew that they weren't together, because he was the main one going around telling everybody throughout the season that him and Erica Dixon weren't together. They were just having fun. I personally don't think that anything was ever going on between the two of them. I think they were doing it for a storyline and also to kind of throw it in Bambi's face a little bit. So that's what I feel like. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just how I see it. But she did say that they're not actually together. So this whole situation, I felt like shouldn't have been talked about on camera. However, I will say, and I know a lot of people who don't like Bambi are going to have a problem with me for saying this, but I honestly do feel like, Bambi was a little bit vindicated in this conversation between Imani and Erica Dixon, because apparently they've had issues with each other for a very long time, to the point where Imani felt like she needed to move out of Erica's house and go live with Scrappy. And so I'm not saying that Bambi didn't do anything wrong in that situation. However, it's very clear to me that even with Bambi not in the picture, there was always an issue between Imani and Erica. So it's the day of Zell's baby mama reveal party, and he invited literally everybody to come, even people who he knows does not like each other, like Bambi and Karly. And then he also surprisingly ended up inviting Sierra, who he actually has had some issues with this season as well. But when Kendra ends up showing up to the party, Jessica White starts telling her that she needs to divorce Jock, and she's saying this out loud, like kind of yelling this, literally in front of everybody. And you can tell that Kendra feels uncomfortable, because look, I do feel like Jessica is right. I don't think that Kendra should have ever married Jock in the first place. However, it was her choice to make. But I do feel like she did it in the wrong type of way. She could have pulled Kendra to the side and talked to her about the situation instead of doing it in front of everybody, embarrassing her like Zell did. Zell actually ended up pulling Kendra to the side and making sure she was okay and having a conversation with her about it, instead of yelling about it and saying it in front of everybody at the party. But while everybody is having a good time at the party, all of a sudden an ambulance pulls up, and Zell gets nervous because he's wondering if it's the mother of his child that needs the ambulance. And then you see Chaotic coming out of the house saying that his blood pressure was too high and he actually ended up passing out. So he ended up leaving in an ambulance. So at the party, Zell ends up talking to Karlie, Sierra, and Kendra, and all of a sudden Karlie starts talking about how she needs to get a lawyer, because when her and Bambi were friends and they went to go visit Jessica, they were driving through the gate and Bambi actually ended up hitting the gate by accident and it broke. And so she claims that she's the one that paid for it. But then when Bambi comes over there and asks her what she's talking about, she starts saying that the people are after her for the money for the gate. And it's like, you just said that you paid for it though. So if you paid for the gate, then why would they be after you for the money for it if you already paid it? But if Karlie really did pay for it for Bambi, then Bambi should give the money to Karlie that she used to pay for something that Bambi did. However, their conversation never ended up getting getting to that point, because Karlie starts yelling at Bambi saying that she wants everything that she has and that she slept with her ex Kai. And Bambi is so confused by her saying that she slept with her ex Kai because she's saying that it's not true. But Karlie is yelling saying that Kai is the one that told her that he slept with Bambi. I don't know if she's telling the truth that Kai really said this. However, Karlie definitely lies and makes stuff up. I don't think that Bambi slept with this man, and she's saying that she didn't. And I don't even know if this man actually even told Karlie this, but if he did tell Karlie that, Karlie is the one that claims that this man is a liar and a stalker, so why would she believe anything that he says? And if Kai really did tell her that he slept with Bambi, then she should have asked Bambi about it instead of accusing her of doing it, because if her ex Kai really did tell her that he slept with Bambi, she doesn't even know if he's telling the truth. He could just be trying to get her pissed off, and that's the reason why he said it, if he really did even say this to Karlie. But instead, Karlie started accusing Bambi of sleeping with this guy, so things escalated. They're trying to get towards each other. They're throwing stuff at each other. Security is holding them back. The rest of the cast is holding them back. And Bambi takes her phone and she tosses it directly at Karlie. So things just got really crazy between Karlie and Bambi. And look, this is always what happens every time Karlie falls out with somebody. I think she's the problem in her friendships, because how come every time she's friends with somebody, the friendship never lasts and then it turns into something bigger than what it needs to be? Everything escalates to them almost trying to beat her ass all the time. So I think she's the problem, to be honest with you. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.